Hello, and welcome once again to Leviathan Distant Stars on Geek Space TV. We're very excited to have you here, and very excited to do another... I'm going to keep using the word exciting, and I don't want to do that, so another thrilling installment of our space opera-themed RPG using the Stars Without Number system. So I have a few quick announcements for you before we get started, and then we'll introduce our players and our characters, and any other fun facts that people want to talk about, I guess. I'll just open it up into the fun fact. Exciting, thank you for giving me a thesaurus. Should I just read all of them?
Use them as you need them.
I mean, I found one. I found thrilling.
Is one jovial? No.
I'm trying to help.
Thank you.
Carl, say goodbye to Carl's Jr.
I already threatened him with
It's
death.
been fun.
There will be no Carl's the Third.
So, announcements. Geek Space TV, there are many ways you can support us. We are a non-profit streaming company, Twitch company, whatever. Streaming studio in the Seattle area. Huh?
Online broadcast.
A non-profit online broadcasting studio, and one of the ways in which you can do that is through our Patreon, so patreon.com/geekspacetv. That is probably one of the best ways you can do it in order to set up a recurring donation, because we are a non-profit. And at some point...
You don't need to give the URLs, I have codes.
Oh, well, thank you. At some point... I like to say them anyway.
You can't? Sorry.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So... Now I've lost my plot, and that's fine.
Thrilling!
I've written it down!
What is happening over there?
I'm doing a lot of critiques right now, and so it's just a lot harder for me to keep moving forward with what I'm trying to say.
I think you're wonderful.
Thank you.
Let me take my mind spindle. I'm unrolling the thread. It's going to you. Weave us a tapestry.
Okay. So, you can support us over on Patreon. We are a non-profit streaming broadcasting studio, and we thrive and / need support in order to continue bringing you the awesome shows that we bring you every week. The other way you can help support us is directly through donations, especially while we're live. We will read those donations out both at the break and at the end of the show to thank you for everything that you have helped, but also being here supports the stream, tweeting it out, sharing it with people, forcibly watching them like pretend to vomit on screen, show people this and be like, this is what you're missing out on, and we'll be forever grateful that you did that. Other announcements. There's also a form that you can access, which I am assuming is going to be shortly posted in chat, because that URL is probably a combination of letters and numbers that I don't know. And that is the submission form for fan art, specifically for the slideshows that we want to put together for use during the breaks of the show, as well as prior to the start of the show. That is separate to the Wikia requests that some of you get on Twitter. We may also add at some point like a separate section to that, being like, are you also okay with this being on the Wikia? But they are separate things, because William T.W. is once again insane enough to decide to run a Wikia for several of us. Thank you! We appreciate it. You also asked for permission from all of the artists, and that's really cool. Which leads me into the Wikia. There is a Wikia that you have access to, that you can contribute to as a community member. That's another great way to help support this show. It's got lots of vocabulary words. It does not have a thesaurus for the word exciting yet. I suspect it might soon.
Wait 5 minutes.
Just that page. And that has a lot of information, and we're sort of going to continue building upon it and growing it. Information about the characters, worlds, NPCs, as well as the show itself. So check out all of those things, and thank you for being here. Let's introduce our players, starting with the least obnoxious.
Oh, blast!
Wait a
I
second.
have many questions.
We all have.
Now
Well, I
that
guess
tracks.
the least is not obnoxious out of the two that are closest to me when we go in order. Like, if we were starting by least obnoxious, I'd have to have 3 of you talking at one time.
I'm not good at sharing spaces, Lauren.
Ooh, it's getting
Which
spicy.
3
I
of
wonder
us?
who.
I better know, Dan.
What a riddle.
Hello, everybody. I am Elizabeth the Bold. I am a
a part-time streamer, full-time forgetter of the thing that I was going to say that I am full-time of. And you can catch me on my Twitch channel and on Twitter at Listen to Bold. I stream 2 times a week. I do spoopy stuff. I'm probably going to be doing like special stuff for Halloween week coming up because I did it last year. I'm coming up on my 1-year streaming anniversary, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And I am playing Ziana, the total badass Andartan warrior captain, Amazing Pants, whom you know and love. And if you don't know her, you will love her.
Oh.
Yeah. That's me. Who are you?
Hi, I am Cheryl, aka Muppet Aphrodite, on Twitter and Twitch and Medium, like all the things. I wasn't here last week, but I'm glad to be back. I play Hexy Kate, who is a psionic entertainer slash sharpshooter, a bit like Annie Get Your Gun in Space. And sometimes she sings because she's also like Annie Get Your Gun with Taylor Swift in space. And in my free time, I have a company called IdeaPlats, and I teach design topics, so you can go check that out if you're curious, ideaplats.com. And yeah, I am happy to be here, and I'm happy to be back. Hi, everybody.
Yay! We're glad to have you back. The table was a lot less musical.
You know, that rendition of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, yeah. My phone was not blowing up afterwards. I was very shocked.
Hi, I'm Claudia. On Twitch and Twitter, I go by Jackie Dash, Jakidash.
Ding.
I do Twitch on Monday Fun Days, and I like anime. I play Kika. Kika is Trico, I guess, person. Alien. They don't like the word alien because everyone's an alien practically in space. Tiny bat engineer is basically 1 meter tall. Likes to fix things really good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes too much. Yes.
I'm Sarah Scheller, Shell Game, Schell, and I play Thea. She's a thief, but she just likes to think of things like relieving others of property that they may or may not want. Carefully, and without getting caught.
You're just relieving
It's a
them
fine
of
distinction.
the burden of possession. You know,
Yeah,
material goods really they're drain on the soul.
So many people these days don't understand like what a material good can do to you, but a good, careful person like myself will take care of it if you leave it unattended.
It's repurposing, really.
Yeah.
And then throw it instead of using it properly.
I mean,
The shade!
And then chuck it across the room multiple times.
I earned that rifle.
It may need to be repaired.
It needs some fixing.
It needs fixing.
Anyone want to show me how
I'm
to
gonna-
shoot?
I'm going to cut the tension in this room.
Somebody just sent through a $300.
What?
I don't generally want to make a big deal out of donations on screen, but that's a
pretty
big deal.
big
We haven't given it.
Thank you for the
Holy
generosity.
cow.
Thank you.
Really, though, so-
I many in chat are currently reacting to this because I kept seeing a lot of it, which is that we just got a $300 donation, which is basically all of our weekly, or show, not weekly, but a weekly per show goal. So thank you. You are helping to keep these lights on
Oh, wait, where's the
and our bellies full.
And in gratitude for that donation, I'm going to tell you who I am and the role I play. I'm Dan Pausens. That's at Dan Pausens on Twitter. And I play Lieutenant Conrad Carls Jr., who is a young graduate of the Naval Academy, and this is his first deep space mission that he's on.
And in honor of that donation, I may or may not kill Lieutenant Conrad Carls Jr.
So, we're definitely dancing with fate right now.
You are. Hi guys, my name is Lauren. I will be your GM for this evening. I can be found on the internet at Random Tuesday, pretty much everywhere. If it's not Tuesday, it's probably Tues, Tues. I'm a cosplayer, crafter, streamer, GM, player in RPGs. And so yeah, whatever your fancy is, I may or may not tickle it. That was great. My non-committal fancy tickling.
Mostly still terms of service fine.
I just want everybody to know that I'm not the first person who said something this week. So
Probably always gonna be.
It's gonna be me.
Someone was suggesting your next character could be Lieutenant Whopper.
I don't get it.
He's Canadian.
Or
He could be Tim Bits.
Mac Daniel. Or MacDonald, I should say. Not.
Wait. Or you could be Tim Horton.
It's true. I
don't
like
know.
Bits better.
I don't know why you people keep naming restaurants. It's puzzling to me.
So, let us recap where we were last time. Previously on Leviathan Distant Stars. Disappointing. It's fine.
You don't do that here.
Yeah.
I know.
We could do it.
But I had some hope that you were like, you would do something.
Oh, it could be a Star Wars style
Yeah, it's like,
screen wipe.
It's gotta be organic. You cannot ask.
I know,
for it.
I'm not asking for it. I mean, I am, but I'm not expecting it because I'm constantly disappointed
It's okay.
by life's failures.
I'll use my hand motions.
So, previously in this show that we're on, our crew of the Batleth had been hired by a bunch of scientists to go explore this wreckage that was of some random mysterious space object. In order to acquire more information about it. It had been there for kind of a fair amount of time. They had been studying it for a distance, and so they were mounting an expedition into the edges of the galaxy to learn more about this space object. They arrived quite successfully, and reasonably successfully. Let me rephrase that from getting episode 0 for a moment. They boarded said space object and eventually hooked up some of their systems into it and were beginning to run some analysis on it. It was odd. It was something that they never encountered before. Ziana bravely went out on her own to explore this completely empty space object and encountered a room full of what could be best described as pods, full of what could be best described as vicious monsters. Humanoid monsters that then immediately leaped out after Kika very expertly helped repair portions of the ship. These creatures leaped out of the pods and began viciously attacking members of the Batleth, eventually making it all the way to the scientists, somewhat, not eviscerating them because they were technically still alive, but sticking clawed hands into their brains. And that was the end of the first episode. They then realized that these researchers were starting to turn into said horrific monsters of a humanoid variety, having been infected by something caused by these creatures. They then began to escape, ran away quite swiftly, and discovered that their ship, the Batleth, had been impaled by massive spikes from the space wreckage, which they are now hypothesizing to be a large biomechanical ship of some kind, with these creatures being some vestige of a crew. So the Batleth was trapped, but they encountered another alien, or at least alien to them, something that they had never met before, who communicated them through completely unknown languages, but eventually managed to communicate that they had a way of helping Ziana, who had also been infected by these monstrous aliens. So brought her on board, and had a dramatic handshake involving the transfer of bioluminescent light, and the preventing of a spreading of infection. So Ziana now has one sweet alien monster arm, but also could suddenly understand the other alien now being psychically connected. The rest of the crew encountered them, and 2 also volunteered to become psychically linked after the alien explained that the best route of action to get all of their ships free would be to destroy essentially the brainstem of what she was calling the Rays, the name that this other ship had. She pointed out that her ship was in fact alive, and it wasn't hers so much as they were just part of one thing, and the ship is called Tsarin, or Tsarin, depending on how you want to emphasize, but it's more Tsarin instead of Sarin. But some people are lazy with their pronunciation, and her name was Ari. Or the full name was Aryuta Nefta Tsarinja,
Ari.
which loosely translates to Aryuta, voice of the ship Sarin. which you all, 3 of you now understand.
Sarin.
Sudden. Sudden. It's easier for me to say when I speak in
Oh,
her
you
voice
speak in
than
her
it's
voice.
sudden. I get lazy when I speak in my own voice. So with that, the crew decided they were going to go back to try and reclaim the scientists' equipment because there was concern that the power cells that they had hooked up to the rays was in fact resulting in the rays absorbing that power and turning itself back on because it was like, sweet energy, I could use this. So the crew split partly, which mostly happened because Conrad stormed off. Conrad and Thea went straight back to the room that the researchers were murdered in, while the other 3, Kika, Hexy, and Ziana, went back to the ship to gather some of their supplies and materials before then heading to meet up with them. In that altercation, there were 2 more of the Hollow, these monstrous creatures, in that room. One of them was very effectively killed by Lieutenant Conrad Carls Jr. The other one, they traded blows for a while, but Conrad was at low health when he started and became lower when it ended. Thea managed to just about recover him using a Lazarus patch and the miraculous remembering of her ability to automatically succeed on 1 skill check per.
It's okay, sometimes it happens.
Per scene.
Sometimes it happens, and then you remember.
Yeah.
And the other 3, at that point, followed by Ari, stumble into the room, seeing Carl's determinedly trying to fight, despite no more enemies in the room.
You did a really good job. I want to say that before I begin.
Are you
But
Here come the notes.
Dan is also on drugs. Or dead.
yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Conrad was hopped up on really
Mountain
handy drugs.
Dew.
Space Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I
Mountain Dew.
I
Mountain
thought I
Dew.
had to make that very clear. Of like, their drugs are bad.
Okay.
I'm making eye contact with the microphone. Drugs are bad.
I just said the same thing. I looked up and I was like, oh, it's right there. Hi.
I mean, we could have separate
laugh.
cameras and see us all completely
Dan
individually.
is
And we would all
fascinating.
individually not make eye contact.
Yeah, we would just all make eye contact.
We didn't make eye contact with the wrong cameras.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. It looks organic that
For
way.
the future, when I was a child, my mom would dance behind the camera so I'd look at it. So I need some kind of like the waving sun flower that you can get that has like the little solar power on it.
You know,
right
the
above
thing they use
camera.
for dogs?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold a tennis ball above
Yeah.
the camera.
I
for
mean,
you.
is that like, do you also need to take your food by someone doing the airplane thing with the...
So, at this point, the 3 of you, Kika, Hexy, and Ziana, enter into the room. You see, when you get in there, Conrad is probably on the ground. He was miraculously brought back with 1 hit point due to the phenomenal success. Thea is, I think, holding her rifle at this point because she attempted to use it.
Oh yeah, I
Did you
did.
try and stab things?
No, I
Yeah,
and
you-
now
you
I'm
were-
like putting stuff away because
Yeah.
I've got really.
In the room, there is still
angry.
the scattered researchers' equipment. I believe you had cleared out all of the dead researchers from the room. Well, you cleared out the one that was dead in that room, and then the other 2, which then later became dead.
It was
You
necessary.
missed the part where Thea tried to stab someone to put them out of their misery and then roll a 1, and so she just ripped through their vac suit, so they were just slowly suffocating in space. And then she put them out of their misery.
But Hexy was still on the ship at this point, I assume.
No,
Nope,
she would have been probably right next to it when it happened, but no one
happened
was
pretty
ready.
quick.
It happened.
It happened very fast.
I
I
did
heard that it was
use-
dying.
Everyone was
he
there.
looked like he was dying, so I took action.
After
I
that,
saved us.
After that, we had to spell out the terms under which we were euthanizing this remaining scientist.
Yes, there was one left.
Carl's
at that
Jr.
point.
was a little upset.
He was.
It may or may not have contributed to his current mental state.
No, he gets to take full credit for that one.
Where on earth did you people learn how to fight?
Not on Earth.
I haven't learned. That's
you
the
said.
problem.
We were maybe a little bit better off on our own.
To be clear, Conrad did use a lift patch, so that's...
So over the course of the
healed
next
him.
5 minutes, he will heal, but he needs to rest for 5 minutes.
Well, and he's not currently resting. He's dragging himself on the floor over to the equipment, and then He's like,
Hexie
with
wants to
one
immediately
arm.
exert herself to use her psychic powers to lift the equipment with her mind and stop him from doing that.
I need.
You just sort of
Yes,
slowly
just-
raise all of the equipment up. Kika is like,
There's claws. I can get up there.
Okay,
I can
okay.
sit on. I can sit on it. And
Okay.
I need to
There you go.
disconnect everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything in here.
so go ahead and roll me a fix and intelligence to disconnect everything.
With some knowledge
That's
rather
the
than
lowest
brute
roll I've
force.
ever had. It is 8.
Okay. It'll take you a while. It'll probably take you about 10-15 minutes to disconnect everything.
Since I'm
Conrad-
right
Because
there,
you're
can
small and it's levitating.
Lieutenant Junior, sit down.
Conrad doesn't hear you. He's just like reaching up and he's ripping cables out. He's disconnecting whatever he can.
Ziana is going to. Ziana crosses the room, cursing under her breath in her native tongue, grabs him by the back of his vac suit, and tries to haul him away from the gear. Kika is taking care of it.
Oh, thank God you're here. He's been like this the whole time.
No,
Look,
we gotta get.
look, focus.
We gotta
breathe,
get.
Focus.
We've got to get the stuff off this
And we
ship.
are. We are. Lieutenant, look at me. Good. Are you angry?
Yes.
Good. Use it. But breathe, because you are useless to me if you are going to be a wreck.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Good. Now sit, recover. Kika is taking care of this. Then we will get to take out our anger.
Am I still under the influence of the psych? It lasts 15 minutes.
Yes.
So
You will be under the influence of the psych until pretty much Kika is done.
then I say, all right. But then instead of sitting, I actually go back over there and I start pulling out.
I am lifting. To be clear, I will continue to lift these things as high as I possibly can with my mind.
A mental saving throw. So roll a 1d20 and your mental.
Like,
4.
But you don't use a D4.
Yeah, for saving throws you use d20. He is going to need some probably physical persuading to sit down.
I will physically restrain him if necessary.
All right, contested strength.
What is it?
I better hope I roll
so-
bad.
Let's do
Oh,
a
wait.
contested
Do you-
exert. 2d6 plus exert plus strength.
Like, Hexie, you're bad.
And I do get
it's
a
for
bonus
his own
from the
good.
drug.
Well,
So 7.
you can take.
It's close, but she gets you and just holds you down.
I got this, Captain. I
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, best boy. you
I
do.
got this.
Boy,
Giving birth?
I might kill him.
he cries a lot when he's weird.
take me to the other box.
Okay, here you go.
If you kill him now, it's a waste of a good Lazarus patch.
I can't glide. There's suit on my wings.
Here. Oh, I thought I was carrying you.
You are.
Okay, you're fine. Just stop wiggling. Just no.
So Thea carries Kika between all of the various equipment, and this
It's
is part of
floating.
why it takes a solid 15 minutes. Over that course of time, the effects of the psych will wear off, but Ziana's hands will remain pressed on your shoulders. At some point, you can probably lower the equipment to the ground.
I
I've
resisted
got
for a
him,
while,
yeah.
but at least I stopped having to move. Because when he was chasing it, I was just
Yeah.
picture
Yeah.
the devices
It's
moving
like a
around
cat
the
with a
space.
laser pointer.
We still did a teamwork. Like we
It
we
was
knew what
teamwork.
to do.
It's just 3 of us having to team up against one of us. 4 of us
four.
teaming up against one of us.
Thank you.
Of course.
At this point,
Where-
Ari looks at you and goes, is he going to survive?
That remains to be seen. But we're going to do our best because I really don't want to have to explain this to Aika.
Ica, we need to get back to Ica space.
That is what we are trying
What
to
is
do.
Ica?
I don't.
Nope, you
Understand
hear
any of that,
lesson
so-
about Ica.
Ica is it's an organization, a group of
Wait for me to get. Would you like the glossary?
No, because this is I'm interpreting via Ziana, who has very little care for Ica, as her people are not even really part of it. It stands for the intergalactic.
Intragalactic.
We were corrected on this.
Uh,
The Intragalactic Civilizations Alliance. It's just a bunch of stuffed shirts who think that they can tell everybody else what they're going to do.
It's like a government.
Yes, like a government that's run by a bunch of
Idiots.
people who think that they know what's best for everyone, including people outside of themselves.
If he needs to, I can bring him back to Sarin and heal him more. We have very good medical facilities.
I think that might be a good idea. How long will that take?
Sometime you would be without him for a while. He seems weirdly recovered, though.
Lieutenant,
Uh,
are you with me?
yes.
Because if you're not with me, I'm sending you back with her.
What? No. I'm here. I'm here, full stop.
Are you going to take more than a single hit?
Excuse me?
How do you feel?
I feel ready for action, sir.
Physically?
I feel fine, sir.
Based on what just happened, I don't think he's a very good judge of action.
I'm gonna look at his thing and get like a
Yes.
sense of what his vitals are.
Hi,
Hi, what is
about
sense of your
half health?
vitals?
I'm at 9 out of I think it's 11 is my.
Well, at 9 hit points, you're doing better than I am.
He's not doing terribly.
Okay. As long as he can
It
hold
would
it
be
together.
1d10 plus your constitution plus your level, so 11.
Yes.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I want to tuck one of the scientists' like smaller pieces of equipment, hopefully with a readout on it.
Are you trying to find
Into
like
my
a
bag.
smaller compad or something?
Yeah, I want
Okay.
a compad that's like downloaded. I want to specifically snag one that's downloaded information off the ship.
Okay, give me. I'm gonna have you do two things. First, give me
Okay.
a notice and intelligence.
Okay.
And then I'll have you see how sneaky you are. So whether or not you find it.
It's an 8 for the notice.
You were conveniently quite close to them while they were doing this, so you're able to find like one of the smaller devices that they had plugged in that has kind of that weird thing that they were calling a conversation, right, where they would put an input and they would get a
Oh, yeah.
response back. When you look at it, the words kind of swim a little bit in front of you, and they seem to resolve themselves into a way that you are able to understand some of it.
I would like to tuck it into my personal bag without anybody noticing.
Okay, give me a sneak and dexterity.
Can I use my fine dexterity from my fingers?
Yes.
Do we get
Creepy fingers!
Do we get to use a notice?
Anyone who thinks they'd be looking at her, so probably not Carlos
I'm
and Ziana,
probably
but anyone
not.
else.
I'm hacking.
And even if I saw, I'd be unconcerned.
Hacking with my teeth.
I got 14.
It's unlikely that you'll notice her. Put
fine,
this
I'm probably
compad
looking at this.
into her bag. It's just sort of. It's like the
it's like
purest sense of palming, where like your fingers just sort of smush underneath, and the object like goes up your arm, like in a way that just doesn't make any biological sense with human anatomy.
You're like kangaroos, you have pouches in your arms.
Oh gosh, I should have thought of that.
I mean, you could just literally have them in like your sleeves.
Oh.
Like that's a thing you can
Sleeves
it's
do.
are-
right here. It's in this sleeve.
Sleeves are
Clothes pouches.
man's kangaroo pouches.
No, that's the thing you put on hoodies.
Yep.
Or
Man
fanny
pouches?
packs.
Fanny packs are the best. Can we get an elbow? Yeah.
All of the British people who watch this are like, what?
What do they call something else,
Yeah,
right?
but-
What do they call it? They call it like
Bags.
booty bags?
But
Yes,
Something like
they're
that.
called booty bags.
Booty, rocket number.
Wow.
I got my things in my bag.
Fanny is on the totally opposite side
Yeah,
of
I
that,
know.
so.
So we have a recently stolen compad that nobody noticed. We have a mildly drugged lieutenant being sat on by a captain. and
appropriate.
some reasonably fixed, disconnected machinery.
Yeah, my goal is to disconnect and try to stop any powers from going out of the ship.
So over
Or
the
out of
course,
the engineer
over the course of the time that you are unpacking or you are unplugging everything, you notice that all of the batteries that have been installed, they are essentially drained. There is very little power left in them, and you also notice as you unplug and kind of unwire everything, all of the scientist equipment, the lighting sort of drops a level, but it doesn't go out.
So
Everything's dim, but it is not off the way it was when you arrived.
So there is still residual power.
Yes.
Kika, why do you look upset?
What? Mm.
This definitely catches Yana's attention.
So, remember that time I asked if I could make it purr? And you were like, yeah, let it purr. Let it do that thing. I let it do that thing, and
The growling started.
No, it still purred the entire time. The
And
growling
it's
never happened. And
You
Still-
gave it power.
yes. I didn't know it was full of, risens.
Hollow.
Hollows.
Does it still have power?
It's still, the batteries are 100% drained, so it probably has enough power to, well, we've talked about that it can summon between 2,996 up to less than that. So, you know this ship better than me.
There are at most maybe 1,000 hollow on the ship right now.
Oh, that's so comforting. I feel so comforted right now. I'm so comfortable.
But it won't be able to turn them all on at once, and it will probably try and leave this region of space if it has enough time.
So then we should
Power.
just go to the engine room and then take,
No, we need to kill it.
oh, that's right, the brain thing.
Yes.
The
The central nerve.
Then the faster we can do that, the better.
because the resins will rise.
All right.
Hollow. It's fine. The rays, that's the ships.
You're raising up the dead. I get it.
It's strange that our languages have the exact same homophone.
Yeah.
I was not anticipating that when I was thinking of naming them. Our people named them.
Oh yeah, no.
It's a strange linguistic idiosyncrasy.
I love it. It makes us like the same thing. It's like we almost have always lived together and we're supposed to live together. Anyways,
I
live
feel
together.
like you're talking about something unimportant.
It's called a coping mechanism.
We're all gonna die. It's fine. Let's
No.
get to the brain.
We are not all going to die,
Yeah.
but we do need to get a move on.
Ari pulls kind of what appears to be some version of a compad out, and then sort of starts tracing something on the device. I don't know if any of your systems can integrate with this, but this will be the fastest route, and you can see kind of on it basically directions and tunneling through the course of the ship. This will get you there. I have not been this far away from Sarin for very long. I need to go back. I will make sure that the ship is ready to leave quickly.
Oh, my shit.
Yeah.
Well, we can get yours. We'll grab it.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
She just sort of smiles, and you're like, I don't know what that means.
Please understand that I am trusting you only because I have literally no
I
other
am
choice.
aware of this.
All right.
So, who wants it?
I mean, unless you want it. If you want it, boss, it's all yours.
No, that's fine. I probably am not going to have much time to be studying it.
Okay, you'll probably have to sit on
All right,
sandbars.
so this is anybody who's going back, anybody who has not yet inoculated themselves. This is your last chance.
That map is where we need to go in order to destroy the thing that's keeping us here.
You take it, I will shoot you.
I'm not trying to take it.
Okay,
I'm trying to
just
get
letting
that
you
done.
know. Yes,
Yes.
that is where we are going.
Zed, are you? Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Just a quickest little seconds. I just.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Moving aside,
what do you feel?
I feel fine. I feel
Are there other emotions you didn't have before?
no.
Just Hexy.
if you don't want to do this, if you want to stay behind, if you don't, I didn't have a choice. You do.
It doesn't seem like much of a choice.
I'll understand. I don't really want you to get hurt.
Having you go away and get hurt would just be just as much hurt as getting hurt myself. My agent's gonna kill me if I do this, though.
It's up to you. I'm okay. And I think it'll be okay.
Your veins throbbing.
I'm not very good
No,
at
you're not.
this.
You're not good at lying. We're a team, right? we just. It's an adventure. I'm sure I will get some lyrics from it or something, right? Right? We're not done writing.
No, you're not.
Ari? Is the thing with the
Would she?
If you want to, just take her hand.
She reaches out her hand, and the same thing that happened before is the lines of light sort of glow and then kind of wrap their way around Hexy's arm and disappear to wherever you define them to go.
You got a cool glowy tattoo now.
You get a glowy tattoo as the mark of a crew member.
I think it probably goes down from one ear back around the neck, kind of like a little spiral.
Oh, like a stole.
Yeah.
Like a cool. Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, that's way cooler than mine.
Where's yours?
I mean, you can't see it in the suit.
Oh yeah, true. yeah. Okay.
And you are able
Theo
to
last week.
understand,
Yeah.
as well as
Okay,
now
okay, we'll share.
communicate psychically with everyone except Conrad.
Thea immediately is like, "Hi."
Oh god.
Are you okay?
It's like a slight echoey quality to it.
Hi.
It takes some getting used to.
Oh. We better get going, right?
All right. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Boy, this has been a fun day.
So much life.
I don't.
Kika, it's been a fun day.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's strange. I will see you on the ships.
See you there.
Heads back.
Well, Thea's gonna lead the
Holstering her
directions.
or holding her rifle.
All right.
She can read the directions.
Looks like we head this way.
So you head down the hallway, kind of in the direction that you were heading to before, and let's roll a number.
Oh, let's.
Oh.
Okay. So as you are progressing, you go sort of along a corridor and make a bunch of lefts and rights. I'm assuming you're going to be all capable of opening any stuck doorways. You kind of pull open a few other ones, and eventually find yourself kind of going up a level. And everybody roll me a notice and wisdom.
Oh. This is gonna be good.
I am still a little hazed from whatever that was with the handshake and the crew because I had a 3. I can't see a damn
3,
thing.
8,
I think one of my eyes
10,
is closed.
7, 9. Everybody except Hexy will hear kind of this sound of skittering, or the sort of scrape of claws, both in front of you and behind you.
Going to
The-
ready my sword.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately
It's
Conrad
Hexy,
has
suit up.
his,
Yep.
has his rifle out, and he's scanning around for any sight of where the noise came from.
I want to get into any possible shadows and get as invisible as I
Okay,
can be.
roll me a sneak and dexterity.
This is a question for the cast. Do bows work in space?
They,
In here, there is an atmosphere. It is just not a massively breathable one.
So
which
we'd
is
probably
what
go
you're-
really far, right? Like
Yeah,
there's
there
less
wouldn't be that much air
friction.
resistance.
Great. I'm gonna say that I.
We would probably say that it's
it's
going to
less
work
about-
about the same way because there is low gravity here too.
Do you have like a traditional
No.
bow,
Yeah.
or do you have like a crossbow?
It's a compound bow, so it's a little bit smaller, but you can.
So you will all have noticed as you continued through the ship, there's kind of like the sounds of an empty, of a husk of something sort of creaking and groaning, but they're also like your footsteps seem to become more natural, as if there is an increase in gravity.
Hexie is going to exert and activate her armor,
Okay.
and the shimmering form of the psionic rifle appears.
Awesome. Anyone else who well, Hexie, someone will have to tell you to do that.
She said
did.
suit up.
Okay.
She's got my back.
So you said suit up. You suited up. You skittered into the shadows. What was your no?
I got a 4.
Or you stand against the wall.
So she's just like this.
Conrad pulls out his gun.
I've
From
readied my sword.
from in the direction you were heading, you see kind of these two claws come around the corner, and from behind you, you see one of the larger ones with the carapace, the sort of helmet section, sort of hulk its way kind of into the center of the hallway. Everybody roll initiative.
You use a D8.
1d8.
Nice. Ooh, that's a number.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Well, and to be clear, no, this you
Plus
don't
dex.
you don't grasp the situation here. I actually have I have a skill that lets me roll initiative twice and take the better of it, and I rolled a 1 for both of them.
No, you didn't.
I mean, if you're gonna roll a 1 on anything, though, initiative.
You'll get to go
Get it out of
eventually.
your
Yeah,
system.
yeah, you'll get to
the
go
one
eventually.
early.
All right. Anyone?
Unless this is the start of a trend.
Anyone else roll a 1?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's 2 technically.
Anyone else at
So-
2?
Because of dexterity.
3, 4,
Me.
4 with Ziana and Kika, 5,
Yes, Hexie.
and Theo with
6.
which is amusingly, you will. Theo will go, and then I will go, and then we'll go from. Oh, actually, Hexie will go, and then I will go. All right. So first up is Thea, and then it will be Hexie.
I'm gonna try to slide along the shadows and hopefully get more hidden, and ultimately I want to end up behind the guys.
Okay. The ones in front or the guy behind?
The guy behind.
Okay.
Because the guy behind is the guy with the
The infection.
infection guy.
So you need to make a sneak, and that will be your action for this turn. So sneak and dexterity.
Okay. Oh, hey. That's 12.
That is significantly more successful.
That was much better.
Hexie.
So have any of them, are they making direct ocular contact? I don't even know if they have eyes.
Yeah, they have these
they're-
large sort of almost bug-like eyes
Yeah.
that are kind of those hexagonal shape.
Is there any cover I can find?
Currently, no. If they progressed into the hallway, kind of what she's doing, where they're going to go behind. So you're essentially in a group, and then they're at each end of the hall. If you could keep kind of the other side of the door, you would have cover, but
We
they are
basically have
currently
to take
on
out
the
one
other
side of one side or the other. Okay, fine. Whichever one looks most annoying, I will target them.
Generally, the ones with the massive claws that can infect you.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
shoot them
There's also only one of
with
them.
my psionic rifle. So,
Okay. So roll 1d20,
oh right,
add
that's
your wisdom, and shoot. Or I think you can roll psychic.
yes, because that's telekinesis instead of thing, and then still it's 11.
That unfortunately misses. Their AC is high.
Concentrate.
You were startled. Except they don't have mouse. So
I assume they just do a little hop with their nails. I'm gonna get you.
they don't prance.
Uh-oh.
Then
They're
the
scared.
one that you just took a shot at and you were trying to hide behind is going to charge forward. Who would be standing in front? Like, what was your marching order?
Ziana would be in front.
So you, he's coming from the back then, and where would Conrad?
I would also be at point.
Okay.
I think actually like Conrad is probably like trying to be ahead of the group, but then he doesn't have a map, so he doesn't know which way he's going. So he would like go ahead and then have to wait while everyone
back.
catches up,
Okay.
and then go
He
ahead,
gets
and it's just like
behind.
really awkward.
Is X standing in the back?
Probably
she's,
would have been.
she's glass cannon, so yeah, she'll
Yeah,
be.
the glass cannons will be in the back.
Great, the ones that I'm attacking.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, sorry, Claudia. Kika gets attacked. But I think I'm actually gonna miss.
Oh, my bright
'cause
blue
what's your AC is 13, right?
Good.
My AC is 13.
Okay, he's gonna charge and kind of make it to you, and then I don't know, prance like you suggested.
And I can hear them.
You hear this sort of low growling,
Oh, no.
like it's a vibration. Next is the two in the front are going to charge the front two. So one for Ziana, one for Conrad. The one for Ziana, that's a 13.
If ties go to you, then
I
yes.
think it's attacker win. So they hit you, they can blatantly miss, and you take 2 points of damage.
I may not have initiative, but I have.
Did you take any
Dodge.
lift? You guys, you had so much time.
Did we?
No one healed up.
I did when I was on the ship.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I healed
That's
up.
all right.
That's because I was at 1 hit point because I had died.
Technically not dead.
Just a flesh
Just-
wound.
kind of.
Kika.
I have to ask a question. Can I how tall are the ceilings? How tall is this hallway?
They're about 3 meters, or about 2. Yeah, about 3.
Great. I would like to use my movement to crawl up to the top and then shoot upside down.
Okay, so yes, it's a little difficult to climb. They do have like outcroppings and things
Yeah.
on them, but they're not built like the Batleth in which you've installed things specifically for you to climb on. So you will need to make a. I will allow this to be exert in either strength or dexterity.
Oh boy. 5.
Yeah, you are on the wall.
I'll take it.
What happens when a glass cannon falls?
And I'll just take my bow and I'll
It makes
fire
a
shot.
sound.
It does make a sound.
If anyone's around.
She glides though.
So
She
that was your
falls.
action. You
Yeah,
can't
she
actually
just
shoot
Oh,
as
but
well.
I thought it was a move.
When you have to use a skill, it's an action.
Oh.
So like just running is a skill. You can.
Cool. I am
I would
now
allow
at-
you to like double move if you wanted to try and
I
do
would
that.
love to double move.
So yeah.
That way I'm a Kika
Okay,
Pinata.
so
It's a
roll
little harder
again.
to get me. This one was much better. 8.
Probably the equivalent of good cover.
You are on the ceiling now. I'm not sure you're upside down.
No. I'm up here. I am safe.
Yeah, you are up. You are up. Ziana.
Okay.
Thea's like,
So, all right. There are 2 of them up front where he and I are.
Yes, one just hit you.
Bloody hell. So, I need to deal with at least one of them before I abandon you. So,
Thanks for spelling that out.
you're welcome.
It's like you can't communicate telepathically.
So
You hear her say that like I need to deal at least with one before I abandon him.
She just giggles a little bit.
we need a tank on either end, and you're the closest thing I've got, except she's got more armor than you, but let's not think about that right now. And so,
Are you saying all this to me?
No, it just
That's-
words and
You're
eyes.
just- okay, you're
this
Words
is
and
Liz.
table talking, all right.
So Ziana
Whatever.
is going to use her blade and take a swipe at one of the one that just attacked her.
Okay.
I like it when she uses the sword.
You roll 1d20 to attack.
Oh right.
Yeah, I keep doing that.
You know, because why would you use one set of dice for everything?
Never.
Well,
That's
we know
why
how
we
that
have all the
went
different
in
shapes.
Shadowrun.
Then you eventually need like 40
19.
of them. 19 will hit spectacularly. Roll your damage.
And that is my 1d8.
Nice.
I rolled okay on this
Nice.
one.
Is it? Oh.
Where you get the, do you add,
add your
strength?
strength?
No, so you can
To my
warrior
damage?
ability. Yeah. you add your
Okay,
strength to
so
your damage.
actually, 1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah, you
we go.
have a lot of
Nice.
strength.
There we go.
I keep forgetting
so
that I had
the
strength.
abilities,
even
and
though
I double checked this. That's why I was staring at my phone slightly as we were starting. For experts, it is once per scene. For warriors, it is once per fight. You can either negate an attack on you or auto succeed an attack on something else.
For
I'm
that.
holding
For
it for the
someone who has
negating.
classes, you get neither of those things.
Are
Do
we?
psionics get a thing?
Psionics get psionics,
Okay.
which is a whole extra skill that you get in addition to the regular numbers of skills, which are pretty great. Question?
We gotta do things.
Are we in a new scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you left the other room, it is now a new scene.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, unless we like pick off right in the middle of a fight, it'll be a new scene every time we start a new session too.
Okay.
And one more thing. Oh no, wait, that's an action. Putting like a patch of some kind on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you trying to lift? Or,
If I can't do that in attack, then no, I'm not.
lift also takes 5 minutes to take effect, and you have to rest, so you can't do it in a fight.
You have to rest. Okay, never mind. Like,
That's why you.
You got to be sitting down. That's why you have
if
to
I had
make
remembered, I
Carl's-
was too busy dealing with you. That's all right.
That puts it
You
at
didn't have to
Conrad's
do
turn.
that.
Just remember who
All
I
right.
died for. All right.
So the one she hit took damage. So I'm gonna ignore the one that engaged with me, and I'm gonna take a shot at that
Okay.
one.
That one
as
definitely
well.
looks like it's bleeding.
Focus fire.
That sort of iridescent oil slick
11.
liquid. That'll hit. 'Cause
Yeah.
the hackers win.
Oh.
That was
These
close.
ones have lower AC than the ones
Oh wait,
with, visible armor.
12. Come on. 2.
We're just not rolling really good damage.
Did you add your
You've
dex?
been through
Yes.
a lot right now.
Yes.
Been
Abolish
through a lot.
those dice.
I added my dex to the 1 in order to get 2.
Well, did you?
Much in the same way he did that with his initiative.
Did you dunk it in Mountain Dew?
No, it wore off. And I get the feeling people might not
don't
be thrilled if I
encourage.
took more of it right
Did you
now.
crunch Doritos?
No,
in
she's
along
talking
with
about
the
how
Mountain
you
Dew?
like exercise
No,
your
well,
dice.
yeah.
Like
What?
you drown
She's
them
saying,
in
like
Mountain Dew.
sage them.
She's
Yeah.
saying your dice are broken.
You burn an incense of Doritos, and
Yeah, you burn a
them in
Dorito
Mountain
while
Dew.
pouring
What?
Mountain Dew
Yeah.
on your dice.
Yeah, that's how you cleanse
What?
your dice.
It's the only
You
way.
haven't heard of
or
this?
or
That sounds.
I mean, I've heard washing like soaking them in Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
or
That
the
sounds-
Dorito is extra flourish.
Yeah.
It's not required in,
Okay,
in,
well,
in a
it
box.
depends on
that
how
sounds
bad
like a
it's
myth
gotten.
made up by the
It sounds-
Pepsi
I've
Cola
literally,
Frito-Lay
it's
company.
literally happened.
I have a
like,
couple. I have a couple
You-
questions here.
it
Number
works
one,
even better if you wear a
Doritos
cloak.
burn.
yes.
I mean, they're carbs.
Those-
yes.
Jigs.
Most
No,
solids
there's, like-
burn.
And Cheetos.
No,
Those are amazing.
Doritos are actually good for
Okay,
fire starters.
I just want to take a step back.
Hot chocolate packets look great if you throw them on fire because the sugar goes.
Please don't burn down your homes.
Don't do this. Don't do any of this.
We do not condone.
Unless it would look really cool.
In that case,
No.
And take a picture
Take a-
and tweet it at us.
No, but
So,
Geeks Plus TV is
Thea,
not
it's your
liable
turn.
for you following Dan Polson's advice.
Thea, it's your turn.
my turn. Thea would like to. I'm gonna let's see. It will be ready knife, and he's pretty far away from me, right?
No, it is now lunged towards you. Oh, no, you were going
No, I'm
around it, so
behind
it
him.
went past, so it is
Yeah.
now behind you.
Okay, is he? I guess the question I've got is, do I need to move in order to do a melee attack?
Yeah, a small amount. What are you trying to do? What's the other thing you would like to do?
The other thing I was thinking about doing is throwing my rifle.
You would not be able to do both of those things anyway.
True, but I was trying to
You
decide
can-
if I needed to.
You can drop an item for free. But, like, you can't make an attack by throwing a rifle and make an attack with stabbing, because that would be 2 attacks in one turn.
No, I was thinking, like, do I need to? Because I haven't readied anything yet. So do I need to?
Things that are defined as readied is, like, it's in a holster, right? And it's not in your backpack. So
Oh.
I assume that your weapons that you regularly use are, in essence, always readied.
Oh, okay. In that case, I would like to. She's gonna pull out her knife and like give it a look, like.
So yeah, when it says ready or stow, that would mean taking an item out of your backpack and being ready with it, or putting an item in your backpack. That would be an action. But like
Okay.
drawing it out of its holster, that's already readied.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then I want her to take her knife and like try to stab him with it.
Yes. And because you are stealthing, we'll count that as kind of the same as cover. So give yourself a +2.
Yay! I think that negates the +2 I get for
The -2 for
trying
not
to-
knowing how to stab.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, no, not
does.
hat.
I don't know how to do any of the things
Yeah, she has
except for steal all
no
the
punch,
things.
shoot, or stab skills.
Oh, so I don't either. So it's gonna be really hard for me to use my bow.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
you take a
Yeah.
-2.
Oh, you have a bow, but you're
Oh.
not
But
you
trained in
don't
the
have a-
bow.
Oh.
Yeah, you take a
Yeah.
-2 if you're attacking with something that you don't have the required skill
I thought
for
just
it.
owning it.
That's
was
really
like-
what
But you
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah.
don't get a
Yeah.
-2
That's
for?
like-
If you throw it.
Okay, right.
No, because then you take a -1 if you don't have
I guess
exempt.
I guess it makes
Yes.
sense. Like my dad has a remote, but he's not trained in the VCR. So it
It's
happens.
fixed. That's the fixed
Yeah.
skill.
You should just roll.
15.
15 will hit,
Yeah.
even with penalties or without penalties.
Even
You
with
hit.
them. Yes.
You succeed in stabbing. What's your damage?
1d6. 10.
Dang.
No, sorry, 2. 2, 2, 2. It's 1d6. How can I get 10?
I
was
Okay.
really- And I was really wondering
My
why you sounded
dice.
so disappointed.
That's a 5.
That's 10.
Oh.
Because this is 9.
This is why sometimes it makes
It's
sense
a
to have.
card.
This is why sometimes it makes sense to have dice with numbers on them instead of pretty pictures.
Don't try this at home. We're trained professionals.
Wait, wait, is this the
So
2?
to be
No,
clear,
this
Sarah's
is
dice
a 10.
have pictures of cards on them, so rather than
Oh,
numbers
yeah, that's a
1
good
through
idea.
5,
I don't know if
they
that's in
have
focus or
images
not,
on them. So
if
when
we do
she
that.
said 10, it was because she rolled the equivalent of a 2? Or
Yeah, so
what?
it's it's ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9. So
So 9
Ace
should
is
be
6.
1. Or, no,
ace
yeah.
is 6, king is 5, queen is 4, jack is 3, 10 is 2, 9 is 1. But I looked at the 10 and said 10 when it was
Why
2.
did they
Can
sell
I-
these?
Can I just
I don't know, but I love them.
Can I just tell you, I find it hard enough to add the actual printed numbers. Like, I don't even screw with dice that have dots on them because I can't. And
Can you
you're
imagine-
interpreting
can-
from a different language.
Can you imagine if she was playing Shadowrun with these?
I roll. No, that'd be easier because you would just be like, I'm
Look
only
for the
used
pictures.
looking for aces and kings.
It's still
Like
a
that
lot
would
of math.
actually be
Oh, yeah.
easier than.
I
You
don't
only need the red ones and
I
the
wouldn't-
I don't
aces.
think.
Can there be Shadowrun
Anyway.
dice that are just like, or
Yeah.
I think some people make sense. So
Yeah.
So stabbing happens.
she stabbed
2
it
points
and
of
dealt
stabbing
2 points
happens.
of damage.
Yes.
Well done.
Great. Hexy.
Hexy looks over its head. It's like, remember the good old days? Damn it, not again. I'm going to shoot the squishier one and with an 11.
Yes, you will hit. Are you aiming for the one that has taken damage or the one that hasn't taken damage?
Which one's closer to her?
The one that has taken damage.
Yeah, then I'll shoot that one.
Okay. So you hit. Roll your damage.
Great.
Yeah, there's 3.
there's
two
three.
up front,
Yeah.
and then there's the one that's back here.
You were
that
caught
I
in a
just
pincer
stabbed.
maneuver.
I'm stabbing him. I'm stabbing him.
4.
good.
4. That actually will be just enough.
Is this your pincer?
You blast it with your mind bullets, and it goes and sort of collapses into the bloody pool of
Ew.
essentially oil slick pouring out of it
Hmm.
from its wounds. The other one, however, will take aim at Ziana because Ziana looked like a very delicious treat.
It's true, I do.
And also was stabbing at it earlier.
Stab it.
so it didn't
One down,
like
999
that.
more to go.
12, I think we'll miss, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So it goes. Makes a bunch of noises. The other one, having just been stabbed, is going to whirl around and attempt to attack Thea. And it's gonna roll terribly. I got 4 total, so I assume it misses you.
Oh yeah, Thea's like, whoop, nice try.
Yeah, taunt the.
Oh yeah,
giant.
she's not.
Taunt the giant monster
Thea's-
that you are conveniently immune to. Not to
Right.
dying, but to
Yeah.
turning into a horrible monster. That puts it at Kika's turn.
I'm upside down. I'm gonna use my bow, and I'm assuming we established that my feeties have magnets in it, so
Yes.
I definitely can stick even though I'm upside down.
Your feeties?
The boots.
No, I know.
No, they're feeties.
Sorry, they're her feeties.
I loved it. I just.
Oh my god.
Oh yay! 3.
Total,
Yeah,
including your -2.
yeah.
You miss.
What?
The bolt lands on the floor and like splinters as it.
Oh, I can't take that back.
Nope.
Because you broke my toy.
I did. I broke your arrow.
Oh no.
That you
do have more than one.
you do hopefully.
Do you?
Yeah.
And that was a question.
That puts it at Ziana's turn.
Okay. Quick exchange. Looking at Carl's. You got this one?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm moving back. I'm gonna shift back through the group
Okay.
to
Take a fighting withdrawal.
Yeah, to confront the one that is attacking my glass cannons.
Okay, so you have a choice. You can take a fighting
Not even
withdrawal
really cannons,
as
you're just glass.
Oh.
She's the glass cannon.
Glass.
Yay!
Wait, no, we're delicate eggs.
Yes,
What are those
yes.
called?
Yeah.
Fabergé.
Fabergé.
And
so
on
you,
the outside.
you can
it's
do a
black.
few things in the situation. You can just move, and then it'll take an opportunity attack against you, but you'll still be able to attack the other one. Or you can use your main action for a fighting withdrawal. Then you will lose your main action, but you could do something like hold your action to attack it when it attacks. But that will take your main action on the next turn.
Okay. I'm just going to move then rather than do a fighting withdrawal so that
Okay.
I can attack.
Okay, so I will take the opportunity attack, and I will hit with 19.
Ooh.
At what point can I determine if I'm going to use my warrior? Can I wait until you've rolled your damage?
No. I'm gonna say you can use it after I roll, but not before I do damage.
I am going to.
It's a
use,
D6 she's about to roll.
Yes,
so you
I'm
use
rolling a
that
D6,
as
I will tell you that much.
factor into.
I am going to use my ability to
It-
duck, dive,
It
dodge.
attempts to strike at you, and you expertly brush it to the side with your sword as you make your way back, and then are able to slam down on the one that is attacking your glass cannons.
Fabergé
It's
eggs.
like a
Beautiful.
bag.
Against your Fabergé eggs. Or your fabulous eggs.
Just sort of farts off the tongue there.
Fabergé. Your Fabergé eggs. But yeah.
We're unique
And
and special
then
and expensive.
I'm definitely going to miss because I just rolled a 3 on my attack.
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
I'm
That
pretty sure 6 doesn't hit.
that misses. That
That's
does miss.
I would rather miss than get hit.
Conrad.
Take aim at the thing that attacked her, and I say, "Hey, ugly, welcome to Ica Space. I'll be your lieutenant."
This isn't Icon Space!
Oh, it is now. 15.
That will hit.
Using a different die. Oh, 13 damage.
You
Yeah.
knock it down
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
one.
Well done,
That-
best boy!
And
does not say that. That was
I
Liz.
blow on my rifle, and I say, "Diplomacy accomplished."
Was that Dan?
Your shirt is strategically ripped under the back suit, so no one can see it, but
Right.
it is strategically ripped. Your abs would glisten if anyone
If,
knew.
if only, if only, if only they could see the abs.
Only.
Only they could see the abs.
It's the
Thea,
real tragedy.
there is one left.
I'm going to attempt to stab him again.
I'm using this die again.
Because that's how probability works.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh. I got 3. No, less than that.
Also missed. You rolled a 3. You are no longer stealth, so
Okay.
you take that -2, and it becomes a 1.
Oh, one.
You miss. All right. Well, the attempted second stabbing does not succeed. It is Hexy's turn.
All right. With a little bit of a flourish, Hexy tries to take out the remaining baddie, and nope. Flourish went a little bit too far, and she only just managed. She doesn't even actually manage to shoot so much. She just manages to grab the psionic rifle
She's
again.
off her game.
Yeah. Well, she just mated with a spaceship, so
It's not mating.
You're welcome.
You are well aware of the Anguillans who literally make out with people to absorb their DNA. Like, you have probably done that with someone.
Whoa.
I don't
wow,
know.
and
I'm not
this
sure.
just escalated. Like,
Yeah.
You might have a half Hexy.
I mean, yeah, there's
You know
definitely a
of
song
them.
about
It's-
that Hexy's
It's
written. But
normal. I'm not saying you. That is you to decide, but you all know that this is an alien race. It's one of the 5 Ica races. You're all like, that's a totally weird thing, but normal to them. It's a very efficient DNA gathering process. So that puts it at my turn. You are all there, so it's gonna, and you were on the ceiling, so it's not gonna care about you. So we're gonna just do 1, 2, 3, and it goes for Thea. And it's gonna hit with a 17.
Ooh.
Ow.
So it rakes your flesh and digs its claws in and hits you for 5 points of damage.
That's a lot.
Thea's like, ah! And then she like bites through her lip in an attempt to stop herself from screaming.
You feel
Like,
kind of this momentary
through her lip?
like tug, and it sort of looks at you and it's almost confused, knowing that its infection was not successful.
Is she like grins
It,
at
like,
him with like
pulls
the
out.
blood?
Why?
She's like,
You're a little bit intense.
yeah, she is.
Okay, Kika.
Okay, I heard a muffled yell. I know what that means. I'm gonna just grab the mono blade from my side and then drop.
Okay, just roll me a d10. I want to see how close you are to actually being on top of it.
I can do 10.
You are on top of it.
Yay!
Yay? Are we sure?
I mean,
I think I might be with.
She's experienced at
roll
riding on shoulders.
stabs. So
Ah, 2.
So.
So
You drop.
Not yet.
on top of it. You are now on it with your hand blade and the crossbow, and your hands are kind of full, so you're sort of trying to hold on to it with your legs, and you just sort of slide down its back and land on the floor.
Is he magnetic?
No,
Okay,
it's
then
On the
not.
bright side, now it's flanked.
Ziana.
Oh my god.
It's
What's
impervious
that? What
to
do they
both
say? Bull in a
blades.
china shop? Is that a thing?
Those are actually very well behaved in
It's
China shops.
We'll see.
I can't get a beat on him. He's moving so fast.
because they're like,
Ziana,
Oh my god.
it's your turn. You just see
Gianna sees this guy. Sees this 1 meter, 3 foot tall bat lady dropping from the ceiling, latching on, and then falling off, and is just like, yep.
Well, I'm glad that he caught me, so I could stop my fall. Or they. I guess they don't have a key.
And she, so she is going to, in the hopes of it not turning around and immediately destroying
literally just curb
Kika,
stomping Kika.
is going to immediately take another swing at it, roaring out in almost challenge as she does.
The good news is it may have not even noticed that Kika fell on it.
I'll roll for that.
14.
That'll hit. Yeah, I noticed.
oh, I guess I should roll for whether I bit
10
through my lip or
damage.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering.
not. Okay, here we go. I want to roll for
Taken
that.
12, taken 2 before. That is just
did
enough.
not.
It kind of pauses for a minute, almost still pulling its claws out of Thea as you sort of, as Kika falls on it, and then you know from the other side you just tear into its abdomen with your blade, sort of slicing it in two as it falls into pieces on the floor.
Good distraction. We're gonna pretend.
We are going to
the intention.
pretend.
So they're all
I
dead?
am the knight.
They are all dead.
That must be
all right.
Kika. I'm gonna slap a
Lift?
Lazarus lift on. I'm gonna slap a lift on for.
I think someone with heal does need to apply lift.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do
I got
it.
you.
Oh,
I got yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I got you. What should we our
You take a moment.
I'm
you're
also-
gonna take
yeah.
a 5-minute breather as
I also can't do that because there's a jumpsuit, so it's just like
you're normal. You're like trying to get the packaging off, and it's just really awkward.
can't
It's not really a
use
patch,
my
but
mouth.
it's like an EpiPen.
I got it. I
The
figured it
valve.
out.
Roll 1d8 to see how much you heal over the course of 5 minutes.
6. That brings
One.
it up to 12.
That's sad.
You heal 1.
Yay!
You don't want that one.
How bad does Thea look?
I'm about half right now. Half of my hit points. I got 6.
So you're looking pretty hurt.
I'm looking.
You have
But she's
6?
got a really, like, her attitude is, like, not hurt. Like, nobody would know that she was hurt except for it being obviously.
Like dried blood on her face.
Except for that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Although I did roll for it, and she
Oh.
didn't bite through her lip,
Oh,
but she
that's
did
good.
bite it. So
Did you bite
it's
the
still-
inside?
She bit the inside. She bit the inside.
Ziana sees this and kind
She's like,
of little.
No, we're not encouraging this. Stop bleeding. Stop bleeding. Everybody, stop bleeding. I'm not bleeding. It's fine.
Is everyone all
Not
right?
for a
that's
lack
not
of
how
trying.
that works.
So how many of these do we have now? It's 997 to go.
we
996.
just have to get to where we're going.
Let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving after our brief
And
respite.
I do the thing where I like move on ahead and then
Try
like
and
wait
walk in front of
impatiently
all.
for
And then you're like,
And then, like,
you get to
Thea,
a
like,
crossroads.
pulls
So-
out the map and just waits for him to turn around, and she just sits there with, like, a smug little...
Lieutenant, perhaps it would be more advantageous for you to take up the rear, so that we can keep the more susceptible to damage among us in the middle.
If that's what you want, then I will.
Yes, thank you.
I'm fine. Fine.
I need it.
Well, yeah, but I'm fine.
Yeah, you are.
Let's get a move on.
I saw you stab someone
Yeah, I know.
correctly, and then said,
Unlike the last time you saw her stab someone incorrectly. You continue forward, and kind of you follow the directions of the map that you were going on, and you sort of. Everyone, give me another notice and wisdom. Everyone above anyone. Nope, no one was above 8. In which case, you don't notice until you get there. But as you are walking down the hallway, sort of no one's really paying attention, but like the readings on atmosphere and stuff are dropping. And you like pass through another set of doorways, and it indicates like lower and lower atmosphere, even though the gravity is sort of holding, and then the gravity kind of goes away, and you realize that you come across this essentially this gash through the center through this portion of the ship. It's massive. There, it is open directly into the vacuum of space. Like you look up and you can see stars. And the Milky Way galaxy beyond it. There is little to no light pollution. It is eerie and yet gorgeous. This sort of gash is about 20 meters from where you are to where the hallway would continue, and it appears to be plunging down. On the plus side, there is no real gravity here, so you're not going to fall, you're going to drift if you attempt to cross the gap. You do have telekinesis. You would be able to move people slowly.
I can't move myself.
You can't move yourself. I'm one at a time is the other one. I need to double check. But so you have currently just this fairly large gash. You could attempt to try and find some other route around it. You can attempt to cross it.
Is it longer than all of our rope?
I was gonna say
we didn't bring rope.
I brought rope
Why would you
I'm-
bring rope?
because
point.
For
I'm
this moment.
I'm trained and prepared for shit.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
this isn't a
It's
dungeon. We're in a
space
spaceship. Rope.
It's spoke. It's
Spoke.
spoke.
Spokes.
Rope. Space pope. Oh wait.
No,
Like
looking at
presumably
everything.
The length of like a good reasonable length of rope would be able to reach. It's not an unreasonable distance. It's like these kind of two sections of the ship that just sort of pulled apart. You might need to lash a few pieces together. Depends on how many people feel like they brought rope.
So, yeah, without even saying anything, I like take off my pack and I open it up. I pull out. I have both rope and a climbing harness, so.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
Maybe we could go around. Just saying.
Just hold on to me.
Okay.
We don't have time. We have to get to whatever this thing is that alien sent us towards, so we can just take care of this. But I don't want to go looking around.
Well, if you're the one with the rope, I want to send you over first so you can help if
Send
things
me what?
across.
Shh, she can move you.
Oh, beep, 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 beep.
We won't be needing to do that.
He's got the ability to.
So you can't lift yourself. I just double checked. You can't lift yourself, and anything that is unwilling, you can't lift.
Right. Well,
I'll go.
but you don't.
I know, but I could borrow your rope, right?
Well, I was thinking we would all tie ourselves to the rope, and then
Who would go across?
Is it enough rope to bridge the gap between our side and the other side?
my feeling is yes, it is.
Yes. So then, what we can do is tie it off on both ends, and you go across first with Hexy's help, and then the rest of us just.
I am not okay with that.
Why?
And why not?
Well, honestly, I don't trust any psionics. I'm not
Oh,
going
is
to-
that? I see how.
And
it
I
is.
won't have you meddling around with anything that involves my own free will. We learned all about your kind at the academy.
Oh, my kind.
Yes.
Well, we learned all about military folks where I was growing up, and they are no angels. But why don't you prove me wrong? Why don't you fly like an angel across that gap?
All right then. And so I'm going to attach the rope to. I assume there's something there that I can attach it to, and since it's 0G, I should be able to just launch myself off across towards the other side.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to aim myself.
So the first
towards-
thing that I will have you do is for tying the rope off, let's do a fix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ziana
Fix
will
and
also be
intelligence.
holding the other end of the rope. Like,
Cool. After he attempts to tie it off.
4.
It's not the best knot. It'll probably be fine.
It's tying a knot. I mean,
I
I would.
Yeah.
I would say that one thing I would have learned how to do is tie a
a
friggin' knot.
Yes,
Like,
it is
this
a knot.
Yeah.
It is in fact a knot that you could name.
Oh, okay.
That
name
means
is
it
Gerald.
looks like a knot. Like it has a name, right? It's like a
Oh,
reef
okay,
knot.
I-
It's not it's not like a mess that a child does with their
I
laces.
thought it was gonna be like Aunt Christine or
Oh
something.
no. I mean like it's it's a half hitch. Like
Sure,
the poop
right.
loop. It's from SpongeBob.
okay.
Exactly like the poop loop.
Yes, it's like a poop loop.
That is
Hexy would probably call it the closed-minded asshole in her current mood.
Reasonable. So you tie it off, and then to leap across this gap, go ahead and give me an exert and strength.
All right. Let's not roll the same thing. There, that's more like a 10.
So you kind of, take a weird sort of running leap through the 0G and just sort of launch yourself off holding this rope. And you move. You just go kind of slowly because it's 0G and you slowly
The whole time,
drift, like drift your way to the other side with absolutely no drama or dramatic pomp or circumstance.
But like in my head, I'm hearing.
Until Hexy cuts in, it's like, didn't you say we were in a hurry?
Can't hear you. I'm in space.
There is no simulator. Everybody roll me notice and wisdom.
Oh god. Just to be clear, if you are blind, what is the negative modifier?
Actually, in this it is not. You're
I
in
can't hear
space, so you
sounds.
can't hear sound.
If there's no atmosphere, I can't hear
Take a
sound.
-4.
Okay. Cool.
3. 4?
Are you with 4 or 3?
You taking -4.
Okay.
I'm so distracted by
Him.
the coupling of my annoyance and also
Yeah.
impatience.
Just filled with
well.
rage.
Yeah.
Anyone who had above 6 or above, hears this sort of
Jesus
massive
Christ.
shuddering creak. Everyone else sort of feels for a moment the ground that they are standing on shifts slightly,
Oh,
and
I
the
feel
whole
that.
thing, yeah, you feel it, and everything, the two sides sort of jog to the side about 50 meters.
50 meters?
Which
There's-
way does
Wait,
which way
what?
does it go?
Goes that way.
Ah.
There's a massive shake as a portion of the ship sort of shifts to the side and then up. So diagonally, it ends up being kind of this sort of 50-meter offset. So you are now floating in space on the rope, headed into a wall. If you look up, suddenly the image of space seems to be partially concealed, as if something has now gone in between it, and you see kind of this, not quite a membrane, it's a little bit thicker than this, but this almost slightly bioluminescent sort of frill that has appeared above you.
The ship is.
It's a wall there.
The ship
Give me
ship is
a
carrying?
evasion saving throw. Actually, everyone give me an evasion saving throw.
How does
Is
that work
that-
in the new rules?
So you roll, and you roll a d20, and now you add your modifier on top. So if you had whatever the difference is between 15 and your number, is
So
what
if
you're
it's
going to add.
0.
15.
15. You succeed.
What are we saying
You are able to like brace your feet against the wall.
So I do
which
make
isn't-
it to the wall.
You make it to the wall. It's not
Okay.
the wall that you wanted to be on, or the hallway you wanted to be on, but it is a wall.
It's not the wall I deserve, but it's the wall I need.
Right now, it's the wall you need.
I did
might
not
be the
understand the
one.
Okay,
instructions,
so
but I
what,
got a 17.
what is your current saving throw?
Current
evasion.
for evasion,
Evasion.
15.
Okay, so right now your modifier is 0, so you just roll a flat d20 and you get 17.
Yeah.
So you're good too. So you you feel this massive shift. You end up sort of stabilizing yourself.
12.
12.
So,
Uh,
my evasion is -3, but I
What?
rolled a 20.
What do you currently? What was your evasion before?
12.
12. So now you add 3 to whatever you roll.
15.
I'm flipping it. So the difference is.
So I'm 23 then.
Yes.
But I rolled a 20, isn't that good?
Yes. So in the previous system, you have a number and you're trying to beat the number. In this system, I can set the DC. So you're adding a modifier, which is just what they subtracted from the number you were rolling before. So
Oh,
now your modifier
okay.
is, because you had said it was 13,
Yeah.
your
or
modifier is
12.
+2. So
Yeah.
cross out the 12,
Okay, I'm just gonna say cool.
plus 3 for evasion. What's your modifier for mental?
15, so
15,
it's
so
0,
plus
and then
0.
16 is my, or I have 16 for physical fun, so it's minus
So
1.
it's -1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rolled
3.
very
don't
well.
know.
That doesn't seem
That's-
right because it's the higher of your
2 is the highest it
dexterity
can be.
My dexterity is 0, sorry, 4.
for evasion.
And my strength is 3.
Okay, yeah, it's +0.
I still got a 20.
What's your dexterity modifier?
0.
Evasion is the highest of dexterity or intelligence. What's your intelligence modifier?
Oh, 1.
Okay, so then it's +1.
Well, then I messed mine up, so if it makes any difference, I'm 13.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have work.
Yeah,
shops
we're
this
so-
after
So
this.
evasion is the highest of your intelligence or dexterity. Mental is the highest of your wisdom or charisma, I think. And I might be getting some of these the wrong way around. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll take a look, but we will confirm
Yeah.
what the saving throws are, because this is a system that was modified and only one person wrote it down last week, which I remember.
Which one? Who was it?
Damn, because I
Oh.
talked him through it last time.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
So, the result being, with your well below 10,
I've just rolled a 2.
yeah, you rolled a 2. So as the ground shifts, you're kind of holding
I
on
have
to the
never
rope.
met a saving throw in this game so far.
Yeah, you have not.
So bad at them. So, yeah.
Ooh, the rope comes undone.
Oh.
But
Wait, wait,
you
whoa.
I
are-
was holding on
You
to
were holding
it.
onto it, and you rip this rope with sheer strength, which rips it from its knot, and you go flying into the crevice. So,
So
there
both
there
of you-
is
Thanks for the tip.
Ziana, a rope, and Conrad on a wall, now floating in this empty void of
Okay,
space
so
in between
so
these
all
ships.
3 of them are floating?
Yes, so
Or
you
this-
two are successfully still planted. You kind of duck low. You are teetering, so you kind of grip onto the edge, but you are currently unstable. And
I will
probably need some
immediately
help.
engage my telekinesis. He didn't want any help, so I will focus all of my attention
I
on
am
Ziana.
100% willing.
Excellent. Do you need me to roll anything?
No, to engage, you can immediately telekinetically grasp her and hold her still. So now it's her, and then Conrad kind of drifting on the edge of this rope against a wall.
Still holding onto the rope.
Am I holding onto the wall though? I think?
You will need to give me a exert and strength
Oh,
to
I'm doing that.
hold on to the wall.
What's going on?
7.
Okay, you are on it. It will take a little bit of effort for you to move anywhere, and there's nothing sort of directly for you to tie on.
Ah, this
Nope.
suit! I blame it for everything.
Everyone, everything moved.
The ship is purring. We've established that.
Kika,
Oh, it's purring loud.
grab my
now.
hand, Kika.
Give me an exert and strength.
Oh, good.
Both of you.
I don't know that I can
guys.
actually.
Things that you're like best
Guys.
at.
I don't know that I
Still
can actually turn my head around
9.
and see like what happened to everyone else. So
Really?
I'm just gonna focus on climbing up back to safe purchase.
Okay.
got you.
You will you can go kind of up or to the side. There's a couple of different spots that you can make it to. To the side is gonna get you a little bit closer to where you wanted to go.
Okay, then I'm trying to reach.
Okay.
Back to
what
where it
was
was.
your 2?
I got 9.
9, 3.
Can I hold it up for
You
the 2?
literally, yeah, you can. You managed to like just both little claws around her and like sort of slowly haul the 2 of you back up onto the side. So you are not drifting in space. You are being held by Hexy. You are attempting to climb to the side. Go ahead and give me your exert, and let's do dexterity for this.
It's almost like it's a door.
7 again.
7.
Yes.
Doors are hard.
Doors takes you a little bit of time, and you sort
That's
of
all right. I'm
shift to the side.
focused on the task.
So what control do I have? Can I get her down to solid ground?
Yeah,
of some
you can
sort?
pull her either onto this side, although that may strain the rope, or you can try and kind of get her to the other side. It'll be harder. So to place her somewhere, I will get you to roll.
I want her to drop the rope to me, so that I have the other end of the rope, and then send her over.
Okay, that'll take a few bits of execution. So go ahead and give me a your telekinesis as your skill plus your wisdom
Okay.
to move her into position.
That's an 11.
You sort of get her kind of like hovering above you.
This is awkward.
I'm always in your shadow. What can I say? Just drop the rope.
I'm gonna need a very great poem.
Drop the rope and it
She told me to drop it.
is 0 G.
I
So
listened
it
to
just
this
sort of
woman.
hangs
Yes.
slightly.
Yeah.
Make it go! I don't know.
I'll push it.
Push it.
And eventually you get this rope so you're able to grab hold of it.
Okay. Now I wanna
Give
set it
me
back on.
another same telekinesis and wisdom.
12.
12. With a fair amount of deftness, you sort of move her all the way the distance across,
And
and she lands.
can I somehow, because it was a reasonably high roll, maybe flourish a bit around
You wanna
Lieutenant
wheel
Junior?
her? Do a wheel?
No, I don't want to make her sick. I just kind of want to like make the point that she is safe and he is not
I
necessarily.
think you place her directly where Conrad is heading to. Like
Great.
The doorway that Conrad is like now climbing, like slowly skittering across on the
Gianna
wall.
will grip whatever is handy and offer a hand.
Conrad will take it.
Needs help.
No, he's just not stupid enough to
That's good.
refuse help when the whole ship is pretty much coming apart around them.
That's good.
Grab the hand.
That's
I want to work on those knots.
Excuse me?
Those knots. Did you learn that in school?
Well, I mean, you're a little far away, but from here it looks like the rope got ripped, not untied.
The end of the rope is clearly frayed.
So you just have bad equipment then.
Oh no! We're still on the wrong side. Maybe we can focus on getting to the other side.
That's fine. So I've landed Zed, so I still have that point engaged. So would you like over?
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
So you can do one
Thea,
person
like-
at a time.
Thea
But
pulls out her
she's
knife
so
and
small. Can't they just ride on each other? No.
I'm still.
She's not that small.
I'm a meter tall.
Okay. Who wants first? No,
So
please.
we're at the other
you go
end of
first.
the rope, right?
Yeah.
So Ziana will offer to take the rope if you will give it.
I mean, it's
And
on him on his climbing harness.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind
But I can
then.
detach it from that.
Oh,
I mean, the
okay.
idea was to create a rope bridge.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that she can hold on to one end and let you go through the door.
Well, you're gonna try to open the door.
Try to open
So
the door.
you're-
Well, actually, it's probably better than if I focus on opening the door as the buffer of the two of us.
Either way. Conrad will try to find another place to anchor and secure the rope to on that end.
As they were like climbing and securing themselves, Thea like explained what was going on to Kika.
Oh,
like, this is just, and then they just sort of sat there and waited for Hexy to turn around. Or Thea did.
Do you need me to roll for?
No.
Okay.
There's you have a fair amount of time, so you eventually move them all over. You use the rope to get across. Strength isn't really involved when you're in 0G, which is kind of nice. And so all of you are now on the other side, seeing where you've gone has been shifted massively. The view of space has been obstructed.
Getting back is going to be fun.
I mean, the ship will be dead by then, so we'll be walking around a corpse, so we'll be fine.
That's
Yeah, that's
just
a good point.
lovely framing.
Kika, you always have. Yeah.
And on that framing, we shall take our break. So we're gonna pause, but first we're gonna read the donations that came through. Then we'll all take a bio break and stretch and do important things that are taking care of yourself, and then we'll be back for the second half of Leviathan Distant Stars.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bottom one, the 196, came while we were offline.
Okay.
But still
I've
be
been
back.
seeing a
Well.
lot of hype in chat, so I'm really.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have.
Yeah, we're at
Hype it
600.
Wait, people?
No, yeah.
Dollars.
That's also great!
We've been firmly over 100 all night. So between 100
I
You
like
guys are
those people.
fantastic.
I like lots of
You.
I looked at the mic. I said hi, everybody, and looked at the mic.
And
Yeah,
really
every
generous
time.
and kind, and thank you.
It helps that mine is actually right in front. All right, the first donation.
Can we put Google eyes on the cameras?
What?
Probably.
Could we put them like on the below bit, right? Like
I
they
mean,
could be up.
well, I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
figure it
yeah,
out.
no,
I
no
have
pressure.
I have
googly eyes.
Also have a lot now.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
You don't know where to look.
All right, our first donation that came in is
Oh.
DD Devolve or DD Evolve with $196 since Patreon won't bill me correctly in November. Here is the rest. It is great
Aw.
seeing some of my favorite Twitch people playing an RPG again.
Thank you so much.
Next is Todd's with $10. This episode is brought to you by Burger King, the one and only king, bringing low the usurper Carl's Jr.
I mean, thanks, I guess. I just,
Thank you, Todd.
I get it.
Next is Todd's with I am getting a contact high via the internet because Claudia is rubbing Dan's imaginary vomit on her forehead.
Yes.
What?
The
right,
mind,
the whole,
the mind
yeah.
spindle.
You know,
Yes.
Dan, when you were doing that for a second, I was genuinely concerned that you were choking on
Oh, you don't
something.
know Dan long enough.
No. Yeah.
I have many skills.
Not really.
Then is Levi762 with $50. Dear Diary, I had never thought my pocket thesaurus would be such a liability, but today my character died because of it.
Thank
Yep.
you, Levi.
Thanks.
And then Otto Tiln with $300. I am officially
Wow.
a fan of the show now. It took a few episodes, but you got me hooked. Damn you. We're like
Thanks.
Space Mountain Dew.
Mountain
Dew.
Space Mountain Dew.
Fractal Eye with $50, less than 3 to all, and I hope Carl's Jr. lives. Also, Cheryl's
Oh.
back hype.
Thank you.
Pretty sure he's gonna die.
We all are.
Hexy
eventually.
might kill him.
Yep.
William Aurelian _TW with $25. I forgot. I'm not the first today. Thanks for the shout out. Welcome.
Thanks,
For those
William.
who don't know, I'm going to plug our Wikia again, which is currently very significantly worked on by William TW. But you can contribute it to it as well.
Anyone can.
Todd's with another $5. Lord, just to let you know, I wore my Muggy McMugborn shirt for a date today. My wife did not read it as a mug, but rather as a stress relieving device. Now her shame is known to the internet. Also, you made it awkward. You made it awkward first.
I'm
And then it's my
confused.
emote. I have a shirt that has Muggy McMugborn. It's the name of my mug.
Oh, you mean you're broken?
Yeah, the
Okay.
one that got used by a student as a hammer.
Oh.
Oh.
And yet it still worked.
As a hammer or as a mug?
Dented but not
Both.
broken.
Yeah,
Oh.
dented,
Very
unbroken, and
versatile.
undeterred. Next is Jordan Wynn with $75. All the love to
Wow.
Leviathan and my soulmate Lizzie the Bold. Stay awesome.
Hi, Jordan.
And then Well Dipper with $25, less than 3.
Thank you,
Thank
Will
you.
Dipper, and thank you for that fabulous art. I believe.
Oh my gosh!
Will
Oh,
Dipper did
wow.
the piece that we're all still freaking out about. So
I gotta
like
admit, Kika, it's really cute.
I know. Just to be clear, that is not Kika's actual size.
No, but
I did not
enjoy
let
it.
her be that small.
Cute.
It's the actual
It's like-
size she wanted.
It's like Lord of the Rings perspective.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Horse
really
perspective.
far away on
Yeah.
her shoulder.
Her shoulders stretch out for many meters.
If you do fan art, you should tweet it at us. No matter like what kind of fan art you do, no matter what medium you do, you should see the way we all freak out every
We
time
really
we
like
get it.
I mean, if you need inspiration for Inktober.
I'm doing Inktober. It's really hard, but I'm gonna post my 4 days of Inktober tonight on Twitter. So
Good. You know you can post every day. We'll have that conversation on the way back.
Ah.
All right. Next is to Hugs with $5. Cheryl's look during the recap is just, what the fuck did these people do? I was gone 1 week.
it's complicated,
nuts.
and there was space makeouts with ships. I don't know.
It was good. And then the next is Paladin Hulk with $5.69. Is it my turn to have my donation message read out? Oh, hey, hi everyone. I hope everything is still okay as we go into the break. I'm already attached to these characters. Spare them, Lauren.
How did he do that?
Space Spare. Spare. Oh, it doesn't work.
$5.59.
Huh? Oh, and then to Huns with another $5. Oh shit, Dan's going all diplomacy with a gun, colonist. Everybody run!
It's the- yeah, I'm gonna die.
And if you don't, Hexy's gonna write a song.
And if you do, she's gonna write a song anyway.
Yeah, I think,
Is it gonna be like
I
one
think
of
that was
Taylor
pretty
Swift
No,
much.
songs?
it's called Bad
Given.
Equipment. Already got some of the lyrics, but I'm still workshopping them. So
Good.
Is there
Uh,
a Gus in that slide?
The book snail with $10. Is the ship still purring? What did I miss? Thank goodness for VODs, which is a thing that we have. Also YouTube. You should check us out on youtube.com/GeekSpaceTV.
I'm catching him Exalted right now.
Yes, and then Salixon with $9.31. This space left intentionally blank.
Thank you so much for
Yay,
your
thank you,
generosity.
guys.
thank you so
His
much.
face is so confused. Thank you everybody for.
So that was a kind of an odd amount. So what is the total?
600.
Oh, even?
Yeah, because there's
okay.
often a 69.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was wondering.
31
So
and
the
then
31 is
69.
the
Yeah.
balancing of the
Nice.
universe. You are all wonderful. Thank you for all of your donations. We will be right back after these messages.
Messages.
We'll be
Right
Right back.